everyone, welcome back to my channel Budget with Bliss. My name is Katie and this channel is all about keeping myself accountable with my budget and finances by using the cash stuffing method and creating general financial well-being. And we're on our journey to save up for my year of maternity leave as well, so we can be as best prepared for that when the drop in income hits. So this video today is going to be my count up of all of the cash across my binders and what I've got in the bank for savings, along with condensing down any cash that's in the binders when they hit like £50, £100, pop in some placeholders to represent how much I will take back to the bank, and then pop it into the appropriate accounts that I have with the various bank accounts I have. So each category has got its own bank account essentially, which is great and kind of, yeah, like the digital version of the cash stuffing with the binders and the envelopes. But doing it in cash first really helps me see the money grow and kind of reinforces that I can't spend it kind of vibe. So yeah, I have got a list of a few things that are already in the bank, and some don't have envelopes or anything like representing that. So we're just going to go through those first. So firstly, I've got my effort fund. So this is a little pot of money where you might have those splurge feelings coming along and just want to spend. So that is the effort fund. So £150 is in there as of today. So yeah, we started at like nearly 500 at one point, but it's gone down. But it's going to be topped up, so don't worry. Next up, we have my maternity fund. So there is £6,000 in the bank now for this. So we have £1,000 represented here. Yesterday sold my car for £5,000, and that has gone straight into this pot. So I'm pretty sure I don't have enough placeholders to put £6,000 in. They're all, there's one. I know I'm not going to have 5,000s in here, but yeah, I am really happy with that. It was the price that I wanted for the car. I might have been able to have got more if I sold it privately, but yeah, it was just never going to happen really. How many is that actually? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, not far off actually. 4,500. 5,000. Let's just do that. Let's see if that works. So it can be represented by placeholders. We really need to buy some bigger ones. Although how long these are going to stay at that amount, I do not know. But for now, it's fun to have it all represented there in that envelope. So that money is sat in a savings pot alongside my emergency fund and also the baby fund, because I have got a like a fixed term savings account that's at 4.55% for, I think it was only 6 months, but 3 months left to go, and I've done a little calculator. If it is all sat in there for the next full like 3 months, I'll earn like £100 interest, which is a no-brainer. So then I'll just separate it out, and because I've got it all labelled out like this, I know exactly what money is where or needs to go where, even though it is in one pot for now. If that makes sense, I'm sure it does. So yeah, that is at 6,000. We have the 1k and the 2k binders here as well, which is also going into this savings fund. So let's count up what we have in the 1k challenge. So we have 20 plus 40, 50, 20, 10, 10, 40, 20, excuse me, 10, 40, heartburn is so bad today, 20, and like reflux as well, 20, 10, 40, 50, 10, 50, 50, 50, 10, 50. So this has got £660 in, which is brilliant. And then the 2K, we'll just add this on top. So 20, 50, 40, 100, 20, 100, 40, 50, 20, 50, 50, 100, 40, 20, 50. Sorry, that is my washing machine. 20, 100. We started washing the baby grows. If you've seen on Instagram, I did put up a little picture of the baby grows on the little washing lines. So it's so cute. Right, I think that was right. Yeah, £1,950 across both binders. That's insane. So I've got £1,050 to go to complete both of those. So they're both way over halfway, which is amazing. So add that onto the 6,000, and so far for maternity, £7,950, which is, yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. That's the fund for dipping into for the bills and things like that. There is a conversation me and my partner are having about me paying off his car loan when my pay drops, because by the time he's at that, his balance on that by that point will be roughly 10 months worth of what I contribute towards the bills. So then I could just pay that in a lump sum, and then I know that when I go on to statutory maternity pay, I've already paid for the bills. So that isn't going to be something I have to think about every month. When that car loan is paid off, what he's paying per month is essentially what I would give him anyway, so he'd get the money that way. That makes sense. So yeah, but we're not decided 100% that I'm going to do that yet. Potentially we'll keep it in savings, I don't know. We'll just see. But in my head, I'd just like us to have that debt gone. Although it's not my debt personally, it's his. But yeah, in my head it just makes sense to have that gone. I want him to feel the freedom of not paying for a car payment every month, really. So I might just force it upon him and just pay it off. But yeah, that is that. That's a whopping amount. I'm so chuffed with that, I'm not gonna lie. And then we have the mortgage overpayment, again another savings account that we have, where we're putting in £150 each month. It was going to be towards a mortgage overpayment, but it is another pot of money that we are just going to keep and potentially draw on if we need it throughout my maternity leave. So that's at £2,699.83. And then we have the baby fund. So currently in the bank is £723.31. So this does have its own binder, which is here. So let's just make sure that the placeholders and that are all correct. If there's any cash that we can take back to the bank, we'll do that as well. So we've got this gorgeous envelope from Dilly Dally Budgets, which is where the bulk of the money lives. So we do have £700 in placeholders, which is great. Not going to worry about the £23 in placeholders. And we've got in cash 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yeah. And 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 50. So that's a nice round number. So we'll get that back to the bank. So that is 723.31 plus £150. And then we've got some cash in these challenges as well. So what do we want in there? 850. Let's just do that. Take that 200 back. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 50. And then we've got the Little Moon Budgets challenge here. This has 10, 15, 25, 30. Studio Budget Plant Sale has got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75 and 80. Just needs £10 to complete, but we will unstuff that once we've completed the challenge, so there won't be unstuffed until next month. And then also got some cash if I do want to go to a car boot or something like that, and buy some baby bits. Roll and match has got 20, 30, 40 and 50. And I haven't been adding these on. So what was this? 50 in here, 80 in here, and was this 30? Gosh, yes. Brilliant. So all together in the baby fund, we're over £1,000, which is good. I didn't think we were that high. I'm just going to double check that. 72331 plus 150 plus 30 plus 80 plus 50. Yeah, no, that is right. So £1,033 and 31 pence. Oh yes, I did have a refund this week for the baby bouncer that I bought off of Vinted. It never arrived. So that was £26 back into the baby pot. I was a bit gutted really, because it was one I really wanted and it was half price and brand new still in the box, but these things happen with Vinted, unfortunately. It was the delivery courier, and the seller was really like polite about it and did what they could with contacting Every and stuff, but it is what it is, that can't be helped. Okay, and then the other amount that we have in the bank is for Rockfit. So there's £740, 25 pence in the bank. And we have all these coins as well. So I'm reluctant to count, but we should do it. So we have 742.5. What have I got? Oh, I've put 750, so we'll make sure that that's right. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85 and 90 in cash. Well, in notes, I should say. I think there's like £54 here, but I'll try and speed you up because this is going to be painful, especially with these nails. Three and 4. I was right, 54. So that's £884.25 in Rockfit. 884.25. Lovely. So these coins will go back to the bank. These ones will not. And I need to decide how many notes I'm gonna put back to the bank. Where are we? So there was 90 here, wasn't there? 75, 85, 90, yeah. So 40 already going back. Oh, I didn't put on here. 150 is going back to the bank for the baby fund. Whoops. I might just put the 60 back in the bank. Oh gosh, I don't know what to do. No, we'll to put this 50 in as well. So we're going to take 110 back to the bank. 50, 60, 70. We'll have 2 5s and 2 10s left. So that is 20, 40, 50, 60, 75, 85, 95, 105, 10. Yeah. So 110 going back to the bank. And that means we just need a £100 placeholder to be added to that. So we already had 750 in there. And that now makes it 850, 5, 6, 750, 850. So we've got a float of 10, 15, 20, £34. So that should be fine. Famous last words. Tomorrow everyone will turn up with £20 notes. That's what's going to happen. I can feel it. Alright, let me just get a spare envelope. I've got one somewhere. Coins in. There we go. So pop these in here. So go back to the post office. All right, lovely jubbly. That took me far too long to sort that one envelope. Sorry. All right, birthdays, we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. But yeah, we'll be spending that shortly. Birthdays, 70. And yeah, we're not going to take any back to the bank. Probably going to give cash for at least one of the gifts. Poll. Got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 and 50, so that's going back to the bank. 50, let's just do that on those. So let's put a 50 placeholder in here, and then that's a little fund ready for when I return. Books has got 10. Let's just swap those for 10. I've got plenty of books to get through. I haven't finished Fearless yet, you know. I started the hypnobirthing book from the Positive Birth Company. So that's taking up my reading time. I will come back to Fearless though, we'll get it done. Miscellaneous. So we've got 5, 10, 20, 30 and 40. So we'll leave that as it is. I do think I prefer miscellaneous just being in cash rather than it being in the bank, because I feel like I'd spend it. So that's that. Health, we are at £100 in here, which I'm really happy about. I'll finish this little challenge so that can go away. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 85, 95, 100. So yeah, that is going back to the bank. So we've got a little health pot in the bank, which I've never had before. So happy with that. For any medication and treatments and things like that that me or little one might need at some point. So let's put in the placeholder, and I do keep on adding to this and get it as a really decent amount sinking fund. Okay, and then we've already covered this. This is the maternity fund here. So there's £6,000 represented in these placeholders, which is still bonkers to me. All right, let's have a look in this binder. So this is savings challenges. I don't think there's too much going on. We don't do pennies makes the pounds because that's just a lot of more counting of coins, and there's not a lot in there actually at the moment. So princess savings, we have finished again for the 4th time. So 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 and £50 is going back to the bank. That will be added to the effort fund. That's where this all ends up. And then we have, it's called Fashion Darling from Bethany Budgets. 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 and £50 in there. So that is my little clothes fund. So I will put it into the bank so I can spend it when I want to. So yeah, we don't put a placeholder into the Princess Challenge because yeah, it gets added to the effort fund. And we just kind of go again with that. But we will put a placeholder in here if we have enough. I need to look at getting some more, I reckon. Ooh. Oh, there we go. That's the last 50. Eek. Lovely job. Okay, so let's go over to Christmas. Cozy Christmas. So we've got Who Left the Wrappers in here from The Rocking Witch. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that needs swapping for 100. And put that back in the bank. So that's 100 so far for Christmas. There was a 100 near here, weren't there? Yeah. So that can go in there. And so far that's 50 going back to the bank. Christmas guide, what have you got? 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, so that's 90. No consolidating there. Ragos, it's got 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 15, 25. So we can take back 50. So keep 25 in there, 10, 20, 30, 45 and 50. Headed back to the bank. Lovely. Those are the last 3 challenges we've got on the go for 2025's Christmas. And then we've got some pennies in here. So another 50. That can go back to the bank. So it's 865 so far in Christmas. And that's 150 headed back to the bank. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. That is a nice amount consolidated for Christmas. And yeah, we've just got 135 to go, and then my Christmas savings for 2025 are review done, which is exciting. We'll get that done next month. Well, next payday. Next week. Events and to do things. I don't know what I'm trying to talk about. Rain on has got 30. That'll get spent this week. My mates are coming over. I can see your nuts. Right, let me have a look. What were we at with this last month? So we'd put in 150. Well, estimated 150. So do we think there's like 200-ish? I don't know, it's all in a tin, in mystery tin. So we've definitely done 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 this month. Well, maybe not this month, I can't remember when we started. I'm just gonna say 200, because that's a fair guess. And none of that's going back to the bank, we'll just open that tin at some point. Love, care, share and give. This is going towards a holiday deposit. And we have got 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 40, 55. I don't think we've got any placeholders left to take any of that back to the bank. I think we'll just leave that as it is until it's done. And then these haven't got anything in. No. Cool. So this is the last binder. So I've got home improvements. That's got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 95, 100. Which is great. We do need to go do a trip for some storage bits and bobs. So I'm going to put that into the bank. I might end up just doing a Amazon or Shen haul or something like that. We'll see. It's nice to see things in person though, isn't it? So you know exactly like what size you're getting. But then is it too much money? Like you get ripped off. The same things you can order from Shen for pence. All right, service charge. we have 50 in the bank, 60, 70, 80, 90, 105, 10, 15, 20. So we completed that challenge. We just got another 50 I want to save. So I will take the 70 back to the bank. So yeah, we'll just start that again. Although I haven't got any £20 placeholders, but never mind. And lovely jubbly. I'll remember that there's 20 there. So that is that. Car maintenance has 500. Not that I need to do anything with my car, but I think it's just sensible to still have a fund there in case anything does need doing with the car. And then we have emergency, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000. Lovely. All right, that is all of the binders counted up. So now will be the big old count up. Obviously we're at least a good 5k above last month because of the car sale, which we knew was going to be coming at some point, but yeah, we are here. And so we'll just do a count up, see how much we've saved, how much we've got, and then we'll count the cash and make sure what I think needs to go back to the bank, what I've written down is what is here. Yeah, okay, right, let's speed you up as I do this. Oh my days. Can you see that? That is staggering. £19,957.39. Oh, I swear. We are less than £50 away from having £20,000 in savings. Can you actually believe that? That is bonkers. Absolute bonkers. Let's just have a look at what we saved what we had at the count up last month. And then we can just compare it. And so 1351723. 135. So if we take the car sale off, that's £14,957.39. It's just a smidge under 15k. Take off what we had last month. It's an increase of £1,440.16 of actual like savings from a salary, which is still mind-blowing. That's mad, absolutely mad. But every time I've got to say it, it's down to this method. You just kind of get into that zone where you just feel like your money has got a purpose and a place. It's like, yeah, it's little area where it needs to do its thing, and you just try not to deviate from that once you kind of get into the mindset. And look at the results. Like, this is insane. This is obviously like nearly 4 years worth of work, but we started off with debt. We started off like going on loads of holidays and things like that, and yeah, it all adds up. Like, count the pennies, count the pounds. may not seem like a lot, but it really does add up in the end. And it's all just about using that muscle, that savings muscle, and just kind of getting your head around it, that, you know, the birthday money is for the birthdays, the petrol money is just for petrol, your savings is just for your savings for your car or whatever you're saving up for, retirement, things like that. And then you just don't deviate. That's the hardest part. But yeah, the proof is in the pudding. Look at all, I can't believe it, £19,957.39. That's just jokes. That actually is. But yeah, it's all down to cash stuffing, and watching other people do it motivates me. And I really hope that if you're following me on this journey, that I am helping you with your budget. If it's just one person, like, just to keep yourself accountable. That's the main reason I do this channel, to keep myself accountable. If I can help one person show them the way, and get into cash stuffing and change your finances, because this has changed my finances for the better. I will never go back. Wow. I'm yeah, astounded. Super chuffed though. Let's see what next month brings. Well, I got completely carried away and forgot to count up how much is going back to the bank. So I'd ended the video and everything. So we've got 150 plus 110 plus 50 plus 100 plus 50. Why isn't that word? 150 plus 110 plus 50 plus 100 plus 50, 50, 150, 100 and 70. So you should have 830. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 85, 95, 6, 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 7, 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 90, 790 plus £40 in coins is 830. Smashed it. Got it right. Lovely. So that is, yeah, a whopping amount going back to the bank. Very happy with that. So yeah, there we go. Another video completed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.